Hi folks, Slick Slices here, but today I'm talking about Nice Slices. Nice Slices, Paul Hodkinson, and if you can see on there, he is on YouTube as Nice Slices and also Instagram as Nice Slices. As many of you will know, I like all things made in Yorkshire, and these are made in Yorkshire by Paul. He posts them up on Instagram, and you can order them from him. They start from about £4, I think, and they go up. The most expensive one I think we've seen was about £8, and that included a nice bead, which, to be honest, I thought was remarkable value for money. He should really charge more, but he sets his prices, so that's fine. I asked him to send me 4 or 5. I sent him some money, which eventually I got to the right address, Paul Hodkinson, not Hodgkinson as I tried to make it, Hodkinson, which I suspect is a Yorkshire name because there are a few Hodkinsons, even more than one Paul Hodkinson on PayPal, I can assure you. Anyway, we got it sorted out in the end, and these arrived within a couple of days. And I just said send a variety, and we'll see what comes up. And well, these arrived, and I'm very happy with them. I've put 3 of them onto knives so far, but I'll just show you those. I'll just pull these apart so you can see them all individually. A little bit easier. So the first one I did was I put this onto my Spyderco. I find this textured G10 on this, that particularly with it being such a deep carry knife, I find it almost impossible to get it out of my pocket if it's clipped onto the side of my pocket. So I like to have some sort of a tag on it, and this one with the red and blue suited it well. Blue is a colour you might more associate with me than you might red, so it kind of gave a nice blue touch to an otherwise wholly red knife. Now, next one was I put this onto this little Mazaran, because the hole in the Mazaran knife is lanyard hole is very small. You could maybe get a bit of standard paracord through there, but then you'd have to tie it onto the knife, and you couldn't then remove it. And I wanted to use one of these, so this was the only one that would go through the little hole. So this little Yoda, well, I quite like the little Yoda one. I think he's quite cute. I'm not quite sure how he's tied. This sort of, I think it's a sort of lanyard knot for a head, but I don't know what these knots are. I thought at first they were snake knots, but I don't think they are. So I'm not really quite sure. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. They're very attractive. So he's got little green hands, little green feet, and his head, and his very distinctive ears. I thought that was made a really nice addition to that knife. And then I wanted a kind of classy lanyard for this particular knife. So this one just really fits the bill. Because this is a bronze anodized titanium, this coyote brown colour I thought suited it really well. So it's basically coyote brown with 2 snake knots at the end, and then it's got this binding on it, very neatly done, with a nice tighter red cord and this gunmetal-y bead, which I think just sets off this knife with a bit of class. Again, it's got quite a tight clip, and I find that it's useful to have something to pull it out of the pocket, because I don't want to pull it out of the pocket and drop it. And this one is a sort of DNA strand, which is a key ring, key fob. I don't really have any keys, so I've nothing really to put on it. The only key I have is a car key, which is on a keychain with junk on it rather than keys. So I don't know, but that one's there. This one here, in the lanyard knot at the end, and I'm not quite sure where these knots are going down it, but it makes quite a nice attractive thing. What I really like about this one is I like the bead. There's this Greek Spartan whatever helmet with a plume on it. Really, really smart bead. Now, I noticed that Paul charges, say, the cheapest start from about £4, including postage, and the most expensive one I think I've seen him do is about £8 or something with a bead like that. You can quite easily pay £8 just for a bead like that off eBay or somewhere. And finally, we got this one here, which I think is really quite smart. And I need a plainish looking knife to put it on, I think, because it needs to kind of stand out. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put it on yet, but I'm going to put this on something. This one, I don't know what that knot's called, but it looks sort of like a bumblebee with black and yellow stripes, and I like that. Really nice, classy one. So anyway, that's those 6. I think they're really well tied, and I can recommend, if you're after a lanyard for your knife and you're not up to tying it yourself, I can strongly recommend Paul. I think you'll find him on Instagram. He quite often shows these, or if there's something you want him to tie, I'm sure if you send him a message he will do it. I think he enjoys doing them, does it as a hobby, pretty much the same reason that I actually quite like tying them myself. But he's better at it than I am by a long shot. I think his fingers are a little bit more nimble than... So I have to tie these with effectively one hand because this hand doesn't really work. So there's a couple of knots I can do. The frame knot and the lanyard knot and the snake knot. And after that, I'm a bit limited in the things that I can do. Solomon bar I can do as well, but try and do something like this and keep it neat and tight, or like this, and trying to get the knots to sit up close to each other is much harder than you would think, particularly if your hands aren't very nimble. So it was great to get these, and I may well get some more from him in the future, rather than just tying them myself. So anyway, Nice Slicers, or eNice Slicers on Instagram, Nice Slicers on Facebook, and if you need lanyards, that's the man to go to. Really nice guy, very nice to deal with, and of course they're made in Yorkshire, and I like Yorkshire made knives and things, so this certainly fits with that theme. Thank you. Bye. Oh, before I go, if you like the stuff, thumbs up, and if you want to see more of it, remember to subscribe and ring the bell if you want notifications.